Hey, Fred Reed here from CNY Live. Today I had the opportunity to interview Roger Daltrey. We talked about his newest album release, As Long As I Have You, and his upcoming show at the Turning Stone Casino Event Center on July 10th. I can check this one off my bucket list now. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. With this particular, the newest album, that we'll call it an album just so you and I understand what it is, this newest one you've put out, I read that you went through some troubles getting to the point where you really wanted to finish it. Can you touch a little bit on that for me?
I started the record 4 years ago, and then then Pete decided he wanted, I didn't know whether the Who would ever tour again, and then Pete suddenly decides that he wants to do a 50-year celebration anniversary tour, which we ended up calling the beginning of the long goodbye. And how long that goodbye is going to be, I don't know, because we still haven't stopped. We haven't finished the tour. And that stopped me recording. Then right at the kind of towards trying 2/3 of the way through that tour, I walked into a dose of viral meningitis, which put me in hospital for a month and laid me up for 6 months recovering, and it was a dreadful, very dreadful time. And when I went back to listen to what I recorded previously, I didn't think it was any good. I just thought, I'd lost my enthusiasm for it. My energy was low, and I just wanted to shelve it, give up on it. But my management sent the text to Pete, and he heard them, and he thought it was great. He thought he could, do some interesting guitar stuff on it, and he offered to do that for me. He said, as long as you finish it, Roger, he said, because this is good stuff, you should do this. And that just kind of encouraged me to finish it.
Truthfully, I've listened to you since I can remember. I always considered you one of I would say, the best voice of the generations. And I always wondered, really, whatever inspired you, what musician inspired you when you really started out, 60s and such?
Well, it was all the early people, the Roy Orbisons, the Everly Brothers, the Buddy Hollies, the Eddie Cochrans, all of them inspired me. Hank Williams, Frank Sinatra, Johnny Cash. All I ever wanted to be was a really good singer. That's all I ever really wanted to be. I wanted to be a rock singer because it looked like a bloody good job to have at the time.
Excellent.
All I cared about really was being a good singer. And I think, I don't know, in some ways, it's taken me this long to become a good singer.
There's a lot of us that would argue on that one.
Well, there you go. That's an argument. There's something about the quality of my voice now that has it carries the scars of time and the emotions that it can portray. You can't put them in unless you live them. And to me, the voice has always been about touching people, moving people with the emotion of the words you're singing. It's not just about a nice melody and some crass lyric. It's been the songs I've always tried to sing have always come from my heart, not my head.
I got to say, I think you've always done it right. If you had to put yourself in the history of rock and roll, how would you feel how would you label that for yourself?
I don't know, and I don't care.
It's an weird.
It's true. Think about that for me. I don't, I'm not interested in it, to be honest.
Okay.
It doesn't interest me at all. I think the Who have done really good work. We've stayed true to our beliefs, our social beliefs, and I'm proud of the work we've done. But I'm not interested in hierarchy and legacy and all that stuff. In the list of time, it will all get forgotten.
Yep. Can you tell me a little bit about what people will see when they come out to see your current tour?
Well, you know, the tour I've been doing, of course, is the orchestra and trombone, which is a very different show than I usually do. The show I'll be doing at the casino will be back to the show that I've been doing recently, which is including a lot of Who songs that the Who never played on stage. So there are a lot of the big hits, of course. They are there. There's a few of my hits. And it's a very varied show, so it's a very different show. I don't try and be the Who when I'm out solo. It's the Who band, basically. Everyone in my band has played with the Who. So it's, yeah, but I can't be the Who without Pete. And my shows are more relaxed. It's all about having fun. And of course, I can do songs that people are never interested in playing. Like we do Going Mobile, I do Athena. Songs but they're two songs that the Who never ever played on a stage. I'm revisiting the Who by Numbers album on this tour. And that's great. I'm doing a couple of my solo songs that I have huge hits with, you know. And the music, when it's good, it still stands up. Whatever time frame it is in, it will stand up.
That, you know, the Who and your solo stuff has stood up the price of time, if you want to say that. I've always been lucky enough to I caught you guys a couple of times as the Who playing, and I'll never forget the performances. You guys always had an energy on stage. Who loved playing what they did.
Well, there was always a life or death situation for us. That's what it always felt like. It was, you know, our music. We had to move people with our music, and there's no half measures with Who music. It's, you know, 100% or nothing.
Well, I got to say, I think you did it. I think you got put a lot more than 100% when you guys were on stage. And I even say that in the albums that you all produced over time, that you guys really did you drew the line in the sand, if you want to say. You drove a lot of people to do much better in the music world just by your performances and your songwritings as a group and as a solo artist.
That is very.
Is there anything else that you want to tell with your performance coming up, or anything that you might have in the future that you would like to talk about that might be coming up in your plans in the next couple of years or so?
No, I've got my biography coming out in November, late October, November, which is basically I've tried to tell the story of what it was like to be the singer of the Who, being in a group with three people that were genius musicians, but all addicts, and I was the only straight guy. So I've tried to tell a story that is, you know, a little bit different from most rock biographies of parties, drugs, and abuse. You know, and it's a very different story. My life it has been very different. So I've got that coming out. I've got, and of course, most of my time when I'm not working with the band or on stage, I'm doing work for my two charities, which is back in England, it's the Teenage Cancer Trust, and there's Teen Cancer America over here, which is something I'm very proud of.
Well, thank you for doing that.
We're, you know, you just have to look up what that is because it's too long. It takes too long to explain it.
Sure.
So I want to get back to the World
Cup. Can you just give me a list of the band members?
Simon Townsend on acoustic guitars, and he's always been with me. This is Pete's brother. It's John Button on bass. This guy called Scott DeVores on drums, Lauren Gold on keyboards, and my music director and Who's music director, Trent Symes, is my guitarist in place of Pete, of course.
I hope you're the best to show up. Your tour goes really well, and maybe sometime in the future we can talk again.
Okay, Fred.